Is Cardano beating XRP among BSC whales? Should crypto regulation be put in the proper perspective following Ripple's CEO view? By the way, attorney Deaton said Judge Torres could reject SEC's wild sweeping theory and give Ripple an outright win. Can it really happen? Are Ripple's chances of winning the case truly slim following an XRP fan claim on Twitter? Finally, can XRP Friday breakout mode go on for long? If this sounds like something of much interest to you, be sure to check out this new video starting now. Welcome to our channel, where we talk about the latest updates on XRP and the cryptocurrency world in general. If this is the first time you are watching one of our videos, we send you a special welcome. We invite you to click the notification bell so you never miss another video. We are going to announce that this channel has a giveaway of 200 XRP. To have the chance to participate, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment with the hashtag XRP, and the winner will be announced on January 31st. Ripple's native crypto, XRP community, and Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson have been involved in a Twitter banter over the US SEC versus Ripple lawsuit predictions. However, now both the cryptos, XRP and Cardano, have caught in the race, led among the biggest BSC whales. As per Whale Alert, XRP flipped ADA for the most traded token among the top 100 BSC whales in the last 24 hours. However, coming from the back, Cardano became the most traded token as the whales went on to transact more ADA. As we dig in, Cardano is still above the XRP in terms of trading volume among BSC whales. Data depicts that both XRP and Cardano have landed in the top 10 tokens purchased in the last 24 hours. XRP price has surged by almost 5% over the past day. Its 24-hour trading volume is up by 40% to stand at $1.3 billion. Ripple's native token is trading at an average price of 40 cents at the press time. However, its market cap is approaching upwards to regain the $21 billion mark. Furthermore, the Ripple CEO, Garlinghouse, has called for crypto regulation to be in the proper perspective. He said this across multiple interviews at the 2023 World Economic Conference in Davos. In a Twitter thread, acclaimed XRP Ripple tracker with the handle at WConoman collated a series of developments around the conference where he featured Garlinghouse remarks. His tweets included interviews and panel sessions involving the Ripple CEO, among other experts. Discussion at the event bordered on some of the recent challenges the crypto industry faced and regulatory developments. In one of the interviews, Garlinghouse mentioned that despite the recent challenges, several other crypto projects are performing excellently. According to him, the focus should be on performing companies, like Ripple having a record in 2022. Garlinghouse asked for a proper distinction between crypto problems and fraud. In his example, the FTX debacle has been labeled the wrong way. It should be treated as the fraud that it is. He likened it to the case of Benny Madoff that was put in the proper perspective rather than targeting hedge funds. He called for the pursuit of regulatory clarity as a way to solve the current challenges in crypto. In regulation, Garlinghouse acknowledged Switzerland, the UAE, the UK, Japan, and Singapore as leaders. For the US, instead of providing clarity, he believes that it has added confusion to the crypto market. He noted that outside the US, crypto has continued to thrive, and people need to know that. Garlinghouse described Ripple's experience as an intersection between the traditionally regulated and less traditionally regulated financial institutions as exciting. According to him, he feels obligated to advocate for new technologies that can better economic values. He also praised the UAE for its regulatory advancements in crypto, even though Ripple is yet to acquire a license in the Gulf country. He summarized UAE's efforts as a codification of what the regulations are. Garlinghouse noted that most players in the crypto industry want to be good actors, far from how they are made to look. He emphasized that the focus should be on regulating activities, rather than crypto. On the other hand, as the ongoing lawsuit between the SEC and Ripple nears its end, several members of the XRP community have started predicting the outcome of the case. While some XRP enthusiasts believe an outright win is possible for Ripple, others think the blockchain company would lose its case against the Securities and Exchange Commission. Yesterday, an XRP fan with the username @JVTheGreat led those who believed Ripple would lose, claiming in a Twitter thread that Ripple's XRP transactions are securities. He expressed confidence that Ripple would lose because the blockchain company did not put up a good argument against anything but the blue sky laws. Reacting to @JVTheGreat speculation, crypto law founder attorney John Deaton brought smiles to the faces of XRP community members by explaining how Judge Torres could give Ripple an outright win. In a Twitter thread yesterday, Deaton explained that while he does not believe Judge Torres agrees with the blue sky argument, he speculates that Ripple could win the SEC in the legal brawl that has lingered for more than 2 years. According to Deaton, Judge Torres could get around Ripple's XRP sales since the SEC did not apply the Howey test to every transaction. Instead, the regulator claimed that XRP itself is a security. Essentially, the SEC is applying the old but for causation test in this case. The SEC essentially argues, but for Ripple executives, Jed Chris, creating XRP wouldn't exist. But for Ripple helping create a secondary market for XRP, a secondary market wouldn't exist, said attorney Deaton. The SEC also argues that past and present XRP sales are securities. The regulator argues that countries outside of the US can only declare XRP as a currency due to Ripple's efforts, Deaton said. Deaton asserted that Judge Torres could grant Ripple an outright win by rejecting the SEC's sweeping claims on the ground that the regulator did not prove a specific transaction. In other words, if El Salvador would have made XRP legal tender like it did with Bitcoin, the SEC is claiming it would all be due to Ripple's past, present, and future efforts. It is an extraordinarily all-encompassing theory, but that's not how securities laws get applied. The XRP community attorney slammed the SEC for being all over the place with identifying the common enterprise prong of the Howey test. At first, the SEC argued that Ripple was a common enterprise. The regulator later changed its stance on the matter after one of its experts claimed that the common enterprise was the entire XRP ecosystem, including XRP holders, exchanges, and independent developers. After a series of opposition from Ripple and the XRP community, the SEC abandoned the expert's testimony. Instead, the SEC argued XRP represents the common enterprise while also arguing XRP represents all of the promises and efforts made by Ripple, said Deaton. He asserted that the SEC claims that XRP meets the second and third prongs of the Howey test through the argument. The SEC's claim about XRP is the reason why Deaton believes Judge Torres would not grant the regulator's summary judgment in the manner they have requested. Meanwhile, Deaton predicts the possibility of Judge Torres denying both Ripple and the SEC summary judgment motions, which could take the case to a jury. He added, "What some people have failed to consider is that Judge Torres could say denied to both summary judgment motions and it goes to a jury. Until we get to read all the Rule 56 facts and read all the underlying evidence relied upon, it's near impossible for me to predict anything more." The SEC's claims unconstitutionally expand Howey beyond recognition. Remember, the SEC admitted in its response to my writ of mandamus that it is the court that will decide whether the SEC's theory is valid. I'm confident Judge Torres rejects the SEC's wild sweeping theory. Deaton's recent comment on the lawsuit comes days after he said those predicting an SEC win are overstating the regulator's chances. Now, can the XRP Friday breakout go on for long? Please, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and also hit that notification bell to be the first person to get more updates about the latest happenings as regards to XRP. On Friday, XRP rallied by 5.1%. Following a 3.8% gain on Thursday, XRP ended the day at 41 cents. XRP visited 41 cents for the first time since November. A bearish start to the day saw XRP fall to a mid-morning low of 38 cents. Steering clear of the first major support level, S1, at 38 cents, XRP rallied to a late high of 41 cents. XRP broke through the first major resistance level at 40 cents and the second major resistance level at $0.405 to end the day at 41 cents. It was another quiet session on Friday, with no court filings in the ongoing SEC versus Ripple case for investors to consider. Following the court filings on January 18th, there are no more court-scheduled filings, leaving the court to deliver its rulings. Investors and legal experts expect a conclusion by the end of March, if not sooner, which will continue to test holders. The lack of updates from the SEC versus Ripple case left XRP in the hands of the broader crypto market. A first crypto market cap return to $1 trillion signaled the reversal of the FTX-fueled losses, with talk of an FTX reboot and a bullish Nasdaq index session delivering support. Today, the broader crypto market will likely continue to provide direction. However, we can expect plenty of chatter about the SEC versus Ripple case. As background, former SEC Director of the Division of Corporation Finance William Hinman said that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities. The contentious issue with the speech related to Hinman's connection with Simpson Thacher, which is part of a group that promotes enterprise Ethereum. After leaving the SEC, Hinman returned to Simpson Thacher. The EMAs and the 4-hourly candlestick chart sent a bullish signal. Currently, XRP sat above the 50-day EMA, currently at 38 cents. The 50-day EMA pulled away from the 200-day EMA, with the 100-day EMA widening from the 200-day EMA. The signals were bullish. A hold above S1, 39 cents, and the 50-day EMA, 38 cents, would support a breakout from our 1, 42 cents, to target our 2, 45 cents. So we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, like the video and don't forget to subscribe. This really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Also share this video to as many people as possible. Let's get this news everywhere. If you are a true cryptocurrency fan, don't miss any of our content. See you tomorrow to talk about the latest news that concerns us all as a community.